Why don't we open some more? Oh no, there's no more pins left there. We shall talk about something. What shall we talk about? How much do you know about penguins anyway? Have you ever seen a penguin?
Probably at some point. I've been.
There's
to
a
zoo
penguin
at some
enclosure in
point,
London Zoo,
so
right?
Yeah, I guess maybe that's where I would have seen one, but that I would have been like maybe 7 years old or something.
When I was in Estonia, I went to the zoo in Tallinn. I was in Tallinn and Tartu actually. I'm not sure. I think it was in Tallinn I went to the zoo, and they had a polar bear in a cage, and the polar bear was sitting by the gate of the cage, fiddling with the padlock, trying to escape the bear.
That's such like a sinister image because it's like like at some point it's gonna figure it out at some point, but when? But when will it be?
Well, this is what I immediately thought, right? And the problem is, polar bear's bigger than an average car. They have like talons on their paws. Their paws are about the size of your head, if not bigger. They can run faster than you. They can swim. They can climb trees. If the polar bear escapes, how do you not get savaged by the polar bear? And just a few feet down, there was a brown bear, like an American brown bear as well. And I was like, what is going on here? This is just really weird. And they had something like 70 types of goats, right? And they had the enclosures for the goats
70.
each bit was like an outside thing. It had like a shed, and each shed had like this wood panel which had been nailed. Let's say this is the shed, right? The wood panel was kind of nailed at this level, and for some reason the goats kept jumping off that, almost like a skater, jumping off and landing again, and the goat just kept jumping up and going down, and like all the goats were doing that, which I don't know why the goats were doing that, but yeah, there we go. So we've gone from penguins to goat stand. I don't think there are any penguins in that zoo, but I've seen penguins before.
Well,
Swimming through the water and flying out in a blaze of glory, Dan.
I know you're just trying to swing this to badges. You're just trying to get there somehow. You're trying to get there in some way.
I wasn't actually. But my eagle,
subconsciously you were.
my desert eagle, which one is it? The hypnotic. I've called it the honey badger.
Honey badger, yeah.
Which is a glorious name. That's one of my proudest names in my inventory. I have a Peter 50 whiteout called Henry G, because he's super white.
He is quite white, yeah.
He is whiter than you, Dan.
Which is
impressive.
It's an achievement. It's an achievement. But I'm at least I have some Indian and French in me, but I think he's fully English, his heritage as well.
I wouldn't be surprised. So, at some point we will have a match for you. Producer Reese is about to give me an update, I believe. Okay, it seems that we may be ready to start the Luminosity game very shortly, so I think we're probably going to go into that and then hope that this match gets finished soon. In the meantime, I would like to... Let's just assume that the first match has come to a close. It hasn't, but I mean, for the purposes of giveaways...
It was it 15,
maybe
14, 15, 14, 7, 14, 8?
Along those lines.
Yeah.
But maybe we can do the Cobblestone giveaway now, before we start the Luminosity game. I think we should do that. I think that should be the focus then. The Cobblestone case opening. So we've had...
You're the king of the openings, so...
I am.
So
I'm the king of the openings,
you get to lord amongst your... You can go to visit your treasury...
I'm the king.
And decide which items you're going to...
All the openings are mine.
Give to the public.
I'll choose when... Yeah. Okay, so I think producer is setting up for this. We need to pick a winner. Once again. Hopefully it's not Moobot.
The winner is the BCG.
Again! He won yesterday! Okay, well, let's see if he gets something. I mean, in fairness, he probably got crap yesterday, so... in fairness, he's probably going to get crap today as well, Dan. So we'll have to see. So, it's a Cobbler's souvenir package from DreamHack Cluj-Napoca. What is your fate, the BCG? Your fate sucks.
I just actually think of the injections we all had to have when we were like, 14 years old or something?
Yeah, I mean young, yeah.
Yes, something.
Was it the round thing with like 20 needles in it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Because it just had loads of small needles and...
Yeah. It's not pleasant.
It would leave like horrible scars in... I don't know if you have it in North America, but...
Yeah, everyone has a scar from it.
Yeah, but like varying sizes. Some would be like big and nasty and just disgusting. I mean, why don't they do it like in the armpit or something? You know they do breast implants via the armpit now. So you don't get the cuts.
The scarring?
Yeah, so you don't get the...
Oh, yeah, it's not as visible, I guess, the scarring.
Oh, I don't think it's visible at all when it goes through the armpit. Because it's not...
There must be visible scarring at some point. There must be scarring.
I wouldn't... Well, there's some degree of scarring, yes, but it's not like, like under the breast, right, they do that. Basically, you have a scar like that, right? But in the armpit, I don't think it's visible. Like if you're just like walking around like this for some reason, I don't think you would notice any scarring. There's not like a big incision, I don't believe.
This is a great topic.
But if you consider like those silicone
breast
things,
implants, why not?
yeah, if you consider those things, well, whatever. If you consider those the things they put in there, whatever they are, like I don't know how they get it in a small, like they have to make a larger incision to get it in there in the first place. But I mean, how does it get from there to here?
I honestly don't know, James. I'm sorry, I just don't know.
If you know how doctors get breast implants through the armpit towards the breast, let me know. But I don't want to see a video because that would really gross me out. Just keep it text, no pictures. Thank you very much.
All right.
You ever consider breast implants?
No, I haven't actually. No, have you?
This is the level of degeneracy in Las Vegas. For those of you who don't know, right? There's a poker player whose name I cannot remember, who somebody bet him like $200,000 or something to get breast implants for like a month. So he did. He got breast implants, and then he kept them because he kept making money by saying, you know, I don't like. He kept making bets based on his breast implants. So he's even got them now. Like sometimes he just pulls his top up and he's just got these massive boobs. If you Google on YouTube poker breast implants, you'll find it. It's very weird and it's very Vegas, because Vegas is very weird.
I honestly don't know where to go from this, to be honest. You've left me with no cause for a follow up.
I'm a great subject at dinner. I can talk for days. All the topics.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's usually we bounce back and forth quite well, but as soon as you start going into breast implants, like I'm getting lost now.
You're done? Have I broken you?
Yeah, I'm broken. It's like the time when you walked off when I said something in the cast and you just walked off. But we went on camera then. It was during a cast and you just walked away. Do you remember that? And then I casted the next few rounds just by myself because you...
Yes.
Yeah.
I do.
So I can't walk away from here because then I'd leave you sat here talking about breast implants. But I'm going to go down with the ship.
Oh, I respect that, Dan.
I'm going to go down with the ship.
You're a loyal fellow. You're a loyal fellow. But
I'm glad I didn't say subject because I was, with the whole king thing, I was worried about that.
To be honest, I'm done with the breast implants now.
You're down with it?
Done.
Okay,
I have nothing more to say about breast implants.
That's good. That's fantastic. I don't have any follow-up points there, I got to say.
If you have,
I'm not really into them.
If you have any comments about breast implants, you're more than welcome to tweet. We can even discuss it. I mean, I don't know much about the subject. All I know is that it can go through the armpit. But we're going to be into the second round of Complexity versus Luminosity now. And we have the whole GUI down. We have the GUI. Things are getting GUI in the GUI.
Thank God. Thank God we got the heads-up display. Okay, so we've already had the pistol round. Looks like Complexity were able to win that one. So Luminosity have opted for a force buy, and we actually on the FPL show were talking quite a lot about the force buys and the way that's changed and how it's been affected by the patches, how the odds have just generally shifted towards more force buys, as it is just generally better now, percentages-wise. So we'll have to see whether or not Luminosity can ring true with that. They got the Scout on Fallen, the fearless in-game leader, and very renowned sniper of Brazil. Although he's not been doing as well as you would expect recently. But today would be the day for him to have a good performance because they've got a lot of matches. This is the first of many. But they need to win at least 3 of these if they want a good chance at qualifying.
Yeah, so we did go all in again on Complexity. One day they'll pay us off. Let's see if it will be today. They've won the pistol round here on the T side. They have 30 seconds left, and finally they get the entry. Just one player on B with 30 seconds left here for Luminosity. It is Nico after all. And that's going to be that. So Luminosity will find themselves smoked out of the B bomb site. Now they have a lot of items to hold on to, and indeed they are moving away to try and hold on to them. There is one lurker for the Complexity side. Ooh, Fallen trying to force the T's towards Banana. Finally going to get a tag. And in fact, 4 of these players from Complexity are in dangerous waters here. And Semfis continuing to hunt. And it's a good thing that it's him, because he's got a good gun to make that $600 bonus. To get the AWP sooner rather than later.
So they've done a really good job here of complexity. Are they going to survive with everybody? Because, I mean, again, okay, they'll leave Luminosity with everyone, but hey, you know, equally still, if they're able to keep all their members alive, that's kind of okay that they allow Luminosity to save 4 of their forced players, and they'll be bringing those into this round as well. So it's now up to Luminosity to decide how to actually get something out of these 4 weapons, because they're going to be buying next round no matter what, so they can definitely afford to commit towards death, or towards the risk of death.
Chunks of death.
And complexity would be cool to see a similar anti-force fire round. It's like Cole's going to get the first kill though towards apartments, so complexity now need to start thinking about moving towards the top of banana. Need to take that away from the CTs. Middle as well. They don't have much control at all, and they're getting picked off before they can even try to get some.
Bolts firing the bolts through Semphis there. 5 versus 3 now, and Luminosity have barely taken any damage. Just a little nerd fact: Cold's CZ is the racing style one, and it's named after Ayrton Senna, Brazilian driver who died in a crash in Formula 1. So respect to him for that. Nice little tribute for him. Well, can it take him over the line here? Complexity looking to... Well, I don't know what they're looking to do, because they've got one creeping into the B bomb site towards 3 people. He's gone through the smoke, and he's going to get taken down by bolts as well. Now there's only 2 complexity players left over towards the A site, so they won't have the info as to how many are towards B. They'll know that there's 1 there, and that's it. They're going to be in crossfire between the pit and the site now, and now this site player will need to try and stay alive as the rotation comes in. Another double dink from Cole, taking down Sanks, and Valens finds himself alone versus 4 Brazilians, and he'll be made into an Argentine stake down.
Those are the good ones, though. I like me the Argentine ones. Now, complexity will be able to force it up. It's not really a force up. They'll be able to spend everything to get a decent buy. But Luminosity, they need to secure themselves here, because if complexity were to win this one, Luminosity going to get into that spiral where it gets really horrible in this map. CP's for economy, but we'll see a quick aggression here from complexity. The 3-man setup from Luminosity there to try to trade, to bait the push from the T's, and then to effectively trade. Has not panned out at all. The spray from Roka is fantastic, and he's going to allow his team to get a nice entry into the B-bomb site. So Luminosity tried, they were wanting that sort of a situation to happen, but they just did not hit the shots.
Ooh, Bolt's going to get around the corner in time. He can. Does he realize there's more players? He will spot them, but he's gone too wide, and he'll face 2 at the same time. Get taken down. So Fur is on the right side as the bombs rotated towards B, despite A, despite B being cleared by complexity, but it won't matter. They'll get the frag regardless. And I do think stylistically, on a map like Inferno, complexity have an opportunity to surprise Luminosity. I think this is one of their best chances to beat Luminosity in a best of 1, which is why I went all in then.
Well, it's always a possibility, I guess, but I still think Luminosity are the better Inferno team by far. But well, they have to secure their economy first. I mean, on a map like this, you really, really badly need the incendiaries as well as the smokes, and the incendiaries are so expensive. So you got to have that strong economy, and you need at least 1 AWP as well, to be honest. And here we go. We get potentially a challenge into Fallen's position. He's in a very good spot. If he can connect the shot, it's going to be very important. He's going to get the dink, the whip though, through the side of the wall. So not going to get the kill, and that is brutal. Very committed position where you have to hit the shot, and he failed. And now he's leaving his team with just 4 players left alive, and 3 of them have only pistols.
Cole getting taken down towards the A site, but complexity have not got any significant map control yet. 49 seconds for them to do it though, and you can see they are happy to rely on the simple picks. Rocco though down to a mere 8 points of health, and Steels picks up the AWP. Valens going down. So what do complexity do now? Well, they're going to commit to the push here. The entire team is in banana, and they're going to go in, try to trade, but they're not trading. Semphis going down to steal as well, and again, Rocco's only got 8 HP. He will trade finally for his team, 2 versus 2 though, and again with 8 HP and 25 seconds on the clock. This could be very difficult indeed.
Shot in the back of the head there by Fur. Sanks, leaving Roka with 8 points of health. I'm sorry, but that is not going to happen. Complexity will lose the round, and Luminosity will save it. So looks like we just got a result in from the previous match, and it would be a 16-11 victory for Liquid. So Liquid have defeated Windfox, and that's an important win for them. They have 1 match left at the end, which will be... Oh no, sorry, they got 2 matches actually. Sorry, they got 2 Luminosity matches, Cobble and Dust 2, third and the fifth game of the night.
Much to play for all these teams. 1 round lead for Complexity now, who find themselves lacking in the weapons. Sankson automatic down to mere pistols. They will be the information men for their team. Sanks heading towards the apps, and there we go. The Mag 7 going to take him down immediately. And now it's the onus is on the T's to try and push and try and trade. Rocker almost, oh, that's so awkward for Fallen. Just before he can pull the trigger, automatic will shoot him in the side of the head. 3 versus 3 now. The Complexity players focus on the A site, but they're falling one by one. Bolts and Fur to take down automatic and Rocker, leaving Semphis alone. And he can't do it either, so Luminosity evening things up here. Getting a bit of money on the board, but again, their situation is still somewhat precarious, monetarily speaking.
Indeed, it is a little bit hard to deal with, but it's nice for Luminosity now that they are starting to get the incendiaries in play again. I mean, it's so important because on a map like this, you want to be able to force the T's into making an execute. And the way you do that is by all the delaying grenades, the smokes and the incendiaries. And in this round, it looks like Complexity are going to try and get some damage in with a bit of a banana challenge. But Luminosity with a forward play have all but shut it down, to be honest. And this is going to be pretty rough. They've got a Glock on Valence, 3 P250s, no Kevlar. This round is all but over for Complexity. They just got to find a way to at least just scrape together another kill.
Well, Complexity reaping up second mid now. Fallen with the Mag 7 once again, getting that money, that Skrilla, as Soren would say. Cole will take the last player. So far, so good for Luminosity on the anti-eco.
The 6 Skrilla. So Luminosity can just keep playing with the Mag 7 on Fallen, to be honest, and just try to get all of the money out of it as they possibly can. Something that JW loves to do on Fnatic's side. Very curious to see how Fnatic will play with Dennis these days.
Indeed.
Very
Maybe
curious
we'll see tomorrow.
Yeah.
But for now, we are in North America. Luminosity taking the lead over the team led by Pastor Semphis. Looking to bring Luminosity closer to Jesus, but will he be able to do it? On the T side here, moving towards Arch now, and there's a big rotation coming in from Luminosity, but you do wonder if they're going to get there in time. Library position is not being held at the moment by the CTs, and Semphis doesn't get a tap onto Bolts actually towards the pit area, and he can try and slow things down here. He's going to get another kill, finally traded, but now the reinforcements are coming in. Valen's getting the better though, 2 frags for him. Fur to take down the bomb. Automatic on the wrong side of the site now, and things are going to get a little bit awkward. I don't think they know where he is just yet, but that nade will tell them. So automatic now, he's got 2 players to find. Needs to try and get over to the bomb without being traded. That nade trajectory will be seen by the player in mid, which is Steel.
Yeah, and he's got... Automatic really has no idea where these 2 players are, and they're sneaking in the back, both of them.
In the back.
So Fur will get the frag, and then the rounds for Complexity there. So they are really starting to take a lead. Steel's on a lot of money at the moment, 10k, that's really nice for him and his team. And Complexity are back onto the eco. So the momentum is starting to shift in the favor of Luminosity. And you've got to wonder what the best approach is going to be, or how Complexity will find a solution for what Luminosity has so far been doing. But I think it's going to take a little bit more of a sample size of rounds and defaults to really see where these leaks are getting from. So far, Luminosity have just been strong on the shots. Now, to see if they can get some damage here. Complexity, keeping the CT economy in check is incredibly important. And one thing to note as well is how long Luminosity are going to be holding on to their smoke grenades. It's a really big sign of how well the CTs are playing around. Oh, that was a visceral shot there onto Fur. Great stuff from Roka, so some additional damage is put on top of Luminosity. But can they mitigate the situation and finish off the rest of the players before losing any more?
Indeed, Bolt's going to try and re-smoke mid, getting it down just in time. He's ready to get a spray down. There is a player who's made it into pit though, as another player has fallen for Luminosity. So this hold is good though. The bomb is down, and Bolts is going to retain control of it while the remaining CTs rotate. So again, another round where some damage has been done to the Luminosity economy, but they look good to take the round. Meanwhile, 2-man spray down for Bolts, who's doing great work in the Arch area. And Luminosity get another round on the board, surviving with 3 players, picking up an AK as well.
Yeah, it's going really well for the Brazilians at this point. And I think Luminosity were probably the team at the major that had the most kind of underdog / kind of fan support in a sense.
We have an auto sniper.
Ooh, we do actually, yeah. Steel Oh, actually, we saw some sick stuff from Envious. In fact, they were able to break the stalemate that there appeared to be with overtimes against G2 with an auto sniper and MBK from the B side. So it's very, very strong from that position in particular.
Fallen's got a good opening frag onto Aroka. It's going to make things a little bit difficult for Complexity, though Semphis has an AWP, which is always going to be a massive problem for any team. We'll see if he can get an opening on it. Looking for some aggression from Luminosity, but they are playing fairly static at the moment. The jumping frag, but he misses the shot. He was faster as well, but Fallen somehow survives. And that's going to be a big problem for Complexity now. The big man has gone down, Dan.
Yeah, and they're down to 3 players. Need a hero play coming in from Automatic. He's going to take down he needs to try to sprint forwards and get another pick there, but he is going to get barbecued by Bolts. And quick trade comes in though from Sykes. He'll find an opening onto the A site, and the CT is going to quickly try to get the retake in here. And Cole is going to try not to die and instead to reposition. As he's the closest man to the site, he can go towards quad as the rest of his teammates are coming in from banana. So, or rather from B. Here it is. Now, Luminosity, they begin to peer into the bomb site. But what will they find? What will they see? And what will they meet? Got Sykes in position here. Gets actually moved by the Molotov there of Luminosity. But they need to find the kill onto him. Valencia's causing a lot of issues. He'll finally get traded, but the bomb is ticking quite quickly now. They need to find Sanks quickly, and Cold will actually do it. And there's no time left here for Fallen, I don't think, as he is going to die. I don't think he's got enough health.
Done. That's a wrap.
I think he needs more than 50 health to survive there.
He's done.
Do you know specific what the exact number is?
I don't.
I think it's more than 50.
It varies depending on where the bomb is planted, basically, and I don't even know. Yeah, so I don't know if there's an exact number. It can be a general one, but as for exact, could be a little bit difficult to say. So we just have a coach reconnecting.
Warden.
Indeed, it is. Meanwhile, Rocker is doing the flusher. He did that on a LAN once. If you're wondering how to do that, type plus left or plus right in console, and you will start spinning. And to stop it, press the. I think you press the same command or the opposite one.
You spin me right round.
I do no such thing, Dan.
Okay.
Semphis down to the Deagle as opposed to the AWP. Aggressive positions from Luminosity on Banana. We'll see if they've chosen to smoke it. Oh, they've had good nades. Rocker down to 2 HP already. That's not ideal. Maybe he should throw his AK over to Semphis. What do you think?
No.
Fair enough, Dan. So good start here from Luminosity, but no frags for either side yet. The smoke's just going to slow everything down. Slow down. Like casting slow in Final Fantasy. Fallen just holding the car position on his own. And I think there's a smoke coming in just in time for teammates. The smoke on the car as well. It's pretty interesting. So Fallen just going to retreat, but there's no push. He's done the damage. Meanwhile, over towards A, Complexity are getting some work in. 3 versus 3, and Automatic going to miss the shot. Rocker and Sanks have 14 HP between them. But headshots are what matters at the end of the day. 2 versus 2 now.
Yeah, you don't like Rocker's chances, let alone Sanks.
Oh, first just about missed Sanks there.
But his position is too good. He's going to get the bomb, and that's what's important here in this position. Now, Sanks is going to find the engagement. He's actually going to tag Fur down to 50. So he's done some good damage, but he's still 1 bullet away from death. You could blow on him, and he would die.
Death by paper cuts.
And Fallen has a gap there that he can see through. And the challenge might come in, and Sanks is going to falter. So Luminosity, 7 rounds now to the 4 of Complexity. They're starting to have like a really good CT side. It's quite possible that we'll see Luminosity hit the double digits at this point. They keep getting the resets onto Complexity and so on. And Complexity, again, they haven't really found a good solution here. It'd be cool to see them actually challenging Banana with a lot more players at the start of the round and see if they can commit into the players here and see if they can find a result in that sense. Because I feel like a lot of the time they've allowed 2 free a roam of the top of Banana for the CTs.
Yeah, they have not been denied information. They haven't really been forced to the back of A too often. So Complexity going for an execute. Look at all these flashbangs. There's going to be a lot of blind players on the B bomb site.
Like a strobe in the B bomb site. Oh, we already got the push coming from first. So the suspicion has been now turned into confirmation towards that B play, and the flank is going to completely destroy this. It is a sandwich, a Brazilian sandwich. Okay, so
Field of Argentine steak, Dan. Let's get the Argentine steak in there.
Always, of course.
I don't eat steak too often.
I don't either, but I really enjoy steak. Medium rare. Are you a medium rare guy?
Before, I was like, I'm just ignorant. Just give me some steak. But now I say medium rare, yes, because I'm told if you say well done, you will get the worst cut in the restaurant because you won't be able to taste the difference.
Oh, wow, I didn't even know that.
The more you know.
Yeah.
So Luminosity have taken strong control of Banana once again. Complexity being very limited at smoking apps is going to be a massive pain for them as well. There's not a whole lot that they can do at the moment other than bide their time and stare at the walls.
It's a bit of an awkward situation for Complexity. They need to get top mid away from the CTs, but the thing is, Luminosity have already set up in a way that they are playing quite passively, so the entries aren't going to come for Complexity unless they commit to the bomb site. And by the time they've done that, Luminosity will have a lot of good counter grenades set up for them. So it's going to be hard no matter which way you look at it. Luminosity are going to be favored, but they're actually going back towards Banana here, and Fallen, he has to spot and fall back, and there it is. He doesn't go and try and commit for the frags, even though they're lining up. He's just going to get the information, fall back, and allow his team to rotate, and now they can start dropping some of the smokes. Actually, that said, there are no smokes here for Luminosity. There's only 30 seconds left, but there is an incendiary on Bolts. Bolts is going to toss that in. Perfectly done here. What are Complexity going to do now? They're going to be down to like 20 seconds before they can even make a move. They're going back to A. They don't have time for this.
Do they even have time to plant the bomb? They need to make it work, and the Cold is in the pit. That's never what you want to see here. He did a lot of damage from the pit before. 9 seconds now for the bomb to go down, and he's getting even more frags. Desperation is written all over Complexity at the moment, and it's not going to work out for them. They don't know what to do against Luminosity at the moment, who get another round onto the board here, looking well in control of this match.
That Molotov or incendiary from Bolts was basically the money play of the rounds. That just stopped the push and just put Complexity into an unwinnable spot. Very nicely done by Bolts, and also by Luminosity to have one grenade left like that at 30 seconds remaining in the round. So
Complexity back on Nico again, and Luminosity getting super aggressive now. Is it going to work out for them? Closing the distance on these pistols. That nade, how much damage will it do? A little bit of damage. Valen's trying to follow things up, but it will be bullets following up onto his face rather than vice versa. 3 Complexity players remaining, none of which have any armor. There will be a gun picked up by Automatic, but he is soon dispatched of by Steel.
Oh wow, Semphis sneaks through the smoke here, undetected. Okay, he's going to find the kill onto Cold. There's another player behind the smoke, and he's going to get the kill. Great stuff there from Semphis. Now he's going to be able to sprint onto the B-bomb site. He's put his Nikes on, and he's... they are tied tight as he gets himself onto that bomb site. Very fast plant onto first oranges. And his teammate, Sanks, will be making his way back up to Banana. So he's going to even have some support here. He may even consider throwing... Okay, Sanks already has a rifle, so first in his first engagement. He's got no Kevlar. The Fallen's going to go down. Oh my god, they're actually going to win this round. This is impossible for Steel. He's got 15 HP. He's going to have to hit 2 shots here. And they're both on the same angle. The trade is going to be real, and Sanks will even just get the frag straight up. No kill for Steel as Luminosity lose that round. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, but look at what it took. Random shots through the smoke in order to open up the B-bomb site there. Very fortunate stuff, and Complexity get the second last round. And look what it's done to the economy of Luminosity here. Third down to the CZ once again, as is Cold. They are 2 dangerous players with those pistols, but this is less than ideal, and they were very unfortunate indeed, although they put themselves in a position to get shot, and they got shot. So, there we go. Last round of the first half, Luminosity looking to make it a 10-5, although Semphis has other ideas, and again, he's picked up an AWP in that round as well. But there's a bit of creep. I don't think he sees it. There we go, Steel with an AWP of his own. Gonna make his escape. Automatic down to 8 HP, like it's get away with his life. In fact, it's gonna be the man advantage for Complexity here. Cold getting taken down elsewhere.
Yeah, that was the play that they needed to work out as well. That AWP aggression was the moment in which they could take an advantage, but instead it's going to come up short. So now they're in a situation where, I mean, because you don't often get more than one opportunity when you're in a position like Luminosity, where they have less or worse equipment and you're playing Inferno. You often just get one surprise, and they did not make it happen.
I love that really deep arch smoke, because if they manage to get up top mid and they throw nades behind it, there's no warning for the CTs when it comes in. 5 versus 3 now. Luminosity are looking like they're in a bit of trouble for this last round. Valens is going to take down Bolts as well, so Luminosity are as close to Dunzo as possible here. Fallen with the Mag 7 though coming in. Gets a nice dink, but that's it. Steel's got an AWP. He could really do with a rifle right here because 3 of these 4 players remaining are tagged. Good thing is he does have to go for this, so there's a high chance if he finds a rifle of him swapping up for it. Because he wants to avoid being traded. Misses a shot though on the player by Library. Semphis coming in from the back. It was automatic by Library, and there we go. 6-9 in favour of Luminosity versus Complexity in the first half.
Yeah, that's ridiculous because that should have been an 11-4. For sure. It was the crazy 2-kill from Semphis with the Deagle there that enabled them to make it into 9-6. So they should really count their blessings at this point. Of course, they need to win this pistol round, and the deal with this is the Glocks need to close the distance, and Complexity need to find a kill or 2 at range before the push can get close, before the Glocks can close that distance, because that way, because when the Glocks get onto the bomb site, it's very difficult for the CTs, very, very difficult to retake. Now we will have 2 players here close on Banana for Complexity, and Luminosity are taking control of apartments. So Luminosity are not really convinced as to where they're going just yet.
Indeed. Looks like it's going to be a slow pistol round, but what will make it speed up? Complexity playing deep on the A site, so they're lacking information. In fact, they have basically no information other than when Banana gets compromised, and when it does, if it does, then their player's going to have the long rotation, so that bomb should go down. And indeed, Rocker's going to get taken out, but while he goes down, there is another player on the B bomb site now, with the rotation coming in, so there's going to be a bit of a crossfire. No smoke for the CT area, though there is 1 HE to deploy. Semphis going to stop the plant, but he's going to get traded. Valen's going to trade straight back, 3 versus 3.
Yeah, this is a pretty awful situation right now for Luminosity. Cold is going to have to hit the shots of his life. I do believe he did. He made a really sick ace just yesterday. We'll have to see if he can pull something off again. There's another frag onto Sanks. That's 3 kills already. Valen's and Automatic left standing for Complexity as Cold picks up the bomb. There is still time to play. He goes for the next engagement onto Automatic, baiting out the peek here. And Automatic's going to get rushed down by Steel and Cold, and they'll make the kill happen. The bomb needs to get planted though. There's 15 seconds. He's got to make it happen on the B bomb site. He's got to win the engagement, and Cold is going to get himself all 5 kills. The ace indeed will happen for Luminosity for them to win that round. That
Easy
was
5K.
Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. And we're going to get the Biggie Smalls. The Mac 10 is out in force. Triple Mac 10, that's what we like to see.
Indeed, Complexity with a varied buy. Actually, it's going to end up being a late force buy. Semphis going for the Deagle, but no armor. Going to be looking for the AWP sooner rather than later, it seems. So 4 5.7s in the Deagle. This is a great setup to do significant damage here. Steel just going to be waiting for an engagement in the apps. Is Fer going to make his way in? It seems he is. This will be a good time for his teammates to throw a Molotov from the bottom of the apps, actually, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Let's see, Steel's the only person with a Molotov, and actually he is positioned to throw it, but we'll see if he actually does it.
It's just something that Fnatic are really good at, actually, like getting all the nades, crossing the T's, dotting the I's, because it's the investment in doing that is so small, but the return is so huge.
Yeah, and Fer got taken down before Steel deployed the Molotov, so the opportunity was lost there. Now they're going to abandon the A play and move towards the B bomb site, where there will be 2 CTs waiting for them.
They'll go for the nades over the top to do the CTs. In come a multitude of Paris players from Luminosity. The Brazilians are marching in with conviction as they make both entries required to get the bomb planted on the B bomb sites. And Semphis, Sanks, and Automatic are left alive, and they will likely save these pistols and the Kevlars that they have picked up in this round to use in the next round, where their opportunities to get kills will be more favorable. And Semphis will even find himself a Mac 10. First Mac 10, in fact. So it will be a pretty hard road for Complexity, but I mean, again, you know, on this map, the CT's chances and the way that their percentages work in their favor, it really requires you being able to afford not only the full rifle setup, but having the smokes and the incendiaries as well. And they are not going to see some incendiaries all too soon. They are quite expensive, $600 for those.
5-round lead for the T side. 5 rounds away from the match. Oh, Luminosity looking to keep themselves in the running here amongst the top 3. We'll see how it continues. Another eco for Complexity. They saved some weapons in the previous round. Rocker going to buy up some grenades as well, it seems. Semphis throwing him the Mac 10. Going to just continue with the Deagle. kind of interesting that Orpa's favoured the Deagle as well. Hard to explain why though. So, bit of spray here towards B-bomb site. Luminosity have lost a player towards A. You can see Fur is just running around with the AK, keeping control of the mid area, although he has to watch second mid and top mid on his own, which is going to be a little bit awkward. Meanwhile, there is going to be a Bolts loitering around the B-bomb site, trying to open things up here. We'll see if the rotation goes back that way. In fact, only Sanks remain, so worst case scenario, Luminosity will trade it, but they won't need to. 4 players surviving for them as they double their score versus Complexity.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be pretty tough. They have the AWP on Semphis, so, but in a position like this, again, with the fact that they're going to be lacking on utility, you would like Semphis to actually get aggressive here. You need him to do something to get them an early advantage in the round. But Luminosity also have 2 throwaway MAC-10s, so they might just go for a rush somewhere. And that would just completely blow up Complexity if they're not ready for the timing. And it looks like they might be doing a fast play into the apartments at the very least. And they are doing that with the MAC-10s too. So this is pretty dangerous to Complexity because they're actually playing a 3-man quad setup, which is good at defending what Luminosity are going to throw at them. But at the same time, I fear for them and their safety.
Luminosity might have a read that Complexity are likely to not have helmets due to their force buy, and in fact, not a single person on the Complexity side has a helmet, which means these MAC-10s are going to be highly, highly dangerous. The moving accuracy, if they kind of bomb around the corner with a flashbang, then who knows what could happen to the Complexity players. But they're playing the clock for the time being, just trying to exhaust the CT grenades as quickly as possible, and indeed there is 1 smoke left on Sanks, 1 flash onto automatic, and that's it. And looks like that smoke is, well, you can see how far away it is, but on the B-bomb site where all the Luminosity players are headed. Molotovs, flashbang, smokes coming their way. Can Complexity hold this?
Yeah, there we go. We got the smokes down. Valence is going to try to go over the top of the coils, but instant entry is found by Luminosity. The Brazilians are doing a fantastic job. Marvelous work on that B-bomb site, and that's going to shut the round down. Now, Luminosity, with the money that they're going to have, they should absolutely go for the hunt here, and they are doing that immediately. Now, if they can get rid of the AWP from Semphis, that's a very big win. He's over by the pit position at the moment. Automatic is, of course, just chilling by library side. He's already going to find some engagements. And so we'll get the rest of the Luminosity lineup moving in for the kill. Now, here's Semphis. He needs to survive here for Complexity to have a chance in the next round. There we go. First kills coming from Automatic. Complexity can force this up. If they survive with 3 players, they can force this up. Luminosity have to get a kill here. They need to get a kill. Wow. Complexity survived with all 3 players. That's a huge deal. That means that they can fall by this round. That's a really big difference. Otherwise, they would be on the eco if they lost a player or 2.
Well, they need all the guns they can get, and they will buy all the guns that they can. They'll get a reasonable amount of nades in as well. 5 smokes, which is always going to be important on Inferno. They've got a few counter flashes, but not a great many. They've opted for HEs as well. We'll see if they play a part in this. Semphis going to take down Fur. Getting a little bit tagged, but he'll be happy with that. Bolts has taken some damage as well, so maybe those HEs have indeed come in handy. We'll have to see how the round plays out.
Yeah, we got a very defensive play from Complexity now. Having picked up the advantage on players, they don't need to risk going for any awkward defenses or any information plays, anything like that. They can allow the push to come in and just defend with a nice setup in the most passive positions, as information is not required anymore. And they've got some good positions, that said, but will it be good enough here? We've got the play coming in from Luminosity. They're sending a lot of players through the balcony here into the reticle of Automatic. He's going to get 1 frag and then a second with that USP, and there's only 2 men left for the Brazilian side.
So Complexity have a glimmer of hope here. 40 seconds for Luminosity to try and do some damage. The Absolurk has been taken down. That means the bomb could be planted there, but it needs to make it out of the pit. And Fallen has gone down, so it's going to be really hard for Cold, but it is Cold after all. Semphis, though, other idea is going to take him down, leave him sleeping in the flowers.
So I'm just curious how the money's going to work out here, because Complexity, they are going to have to rebuy with 2 players, so their economy is looking okay, and Luminosity still have enough to buy even if they lose this round, for sure. And if they get the bomb down, they'll have a slight surplus of cash to use into the following rounds as well. So the forecast for Luminosity is pretty bright, I would say. However, for Complexity, there is stormy weather everywhere. And we're going to have to see whether or not they can get another early pick into the round. It was previously Semphis that was able to give them that early advantage. He's playing much more passively. This time they're playing a 2-man setup towards Arch side instead of the usual 2-1-2. They're playing a 2-2-1, as we can see. And usually teams will do this, and eventually in the 2-2-1 setup, that one of the guys from the A will actually drift back into a passive position, so they have a better setup on the site passively. But Complexity is still holding to this. It makes the guy on pit very vulnerable if there's an A play.
So, smoke into the Arch position, re-smoked in fact. And the push is coming in towards A, but the bomb's towards B. They're going for a split towards CT, but they haven't checked the sneaky corner here, and the 2-man spray down from Snacks could shut this round down completely. The bomb indeed is over towards Banana, and Rocker's rotating out of the site, but I think he's heard a sound now, might realize what's going on here. And indeed, now the fake is turning into a double, because they were suggesting A, moving towards B, and now they're moving back towards A. Automatic spotted the bomb, and now the T's needs to double peek this. But Automatic knows how important it is for him to stay alive here. So he's going to try and just run distraction while Rocker comes in from the back. What can Rocker do though? Oh, Steel with a superior positioning, just going to stay behind the fire. 2 versus 1 now.
Yeah, flashes in there as Rocker goes in for the retake. 1 versus 2, he's going to find the first engagement, and he will fall to cold. And Luminosity will pick up another round. They're now 2 away from winning this one. And it really feels like Complexity have been really giving them a hard time all the time. But the score is pretty huge. It's very big deficit.
They
for
have
Complexity.
half the score, yeah.
Yeah, it feels like it's much closer than that. But this is what it's come down to. A solitary AWP on Semphis, the rest of his teammates on pistols. And the aggression, is it going to pay off? We're going to get positive trades for Luminosity instead.
Oh, pot shot almost connects for Semphis through the smoke, but he won't miss that one. Cold going down. He is so sick with that AWP sometimes. But will it be enough? That is the question. Rocker with an important headshot towards Banana. Steel coming in from the back, but it's a 1 versus 2. He's got to retrieve the bomb, and he could just about get it if he's quick. Indeed, he will. Which way is he going to go, though? We've got 1 player in Banana and 1 player coming in from Library. Looks like Steel wants to try and isolate one of these players before they can set up for a 2-man retake.
Yeah, because they don't know where he is. He should really try to play. He had so much time. He should really try to play for the 1-on-1 first. But they're doubling up here towards quad. It's going to be really hard for Steel. He's going to have to skip the spray, but it's not going to happen. Roker will find the kill onto him. And I actually thought that he could that was really winnable for Steel, because usually in that position, I mean, firstly, let's look at what's going for him. He's got 50 seconds to 60 seconds there to play with. He's already on the bomb site, basically, so not far to run if he needs to plant. And neither of the 2 players, CTs, know where he is as well. So this is like prime territory to find a 1-on-1. He could, there's lots of ways to be creative there. Of course, it can be very difficult to do that, but either way, it's going to be a clutch there for Complexity, a clutch round 1. And now Luminosity, they're still going to have a buy due to the fact the bomb went down. So there is stats for them.
Just a quick reminder, guys, make sure you're following the channel. We're about 1,500 away from giving away 2 Falchion knives later on in the broadcast. So let's see if Complexity can continue to steady the ship here. They have the AWP advantage for just down to the Tech 9 and the AWPs coming out there. Automatic now with anti-eco MP9 kill traded. Sank's going to get down Steel as well. Semphis repositioning, taking down Fer. Now it's just Fallen versus 4. This is good for the Complexity economy, but they've lost Sanks now. 1 versus 3. Fallen has to go for the bomb, picks up an AK, some more damage. Semphis going down as well, and there goes Rocker. He is annihilating this team. 3 kills for Fallen so far, and he somehow picked up the bomb and made it a 1 versus 1. Fallen, though, not far away from him. You'll hear Fallen running away.
This is really cool by Fallen, because actually he took the safest route. Will he actually be completely undiscovered? No, Valen's in a very nice position, and indeed, as you mentioned, he heard the footsteps. Fallen took a safe route, but it wasn't safe enough. And Complexity will steal away 1 more round. But, you will see, they just need 1 eco, and then they can... Fallen, your IQ is so insane. Why do you play CS? That's a nice compliment.
That is a very nice compliment. That's hilarious.
I love that. That's amazing.
Well, Complexity have an economical advantage now, as you can see, but there are dangerous weapons in the hands of these Brazilians. And Complexity will have to be very careful indeed. Again, going to continue to play the double arch setup. They want to be close for the rotate, should it be required. Speaking of close, Rocker is getting close to these players, avoiding the flash, and he will hear the players coming up to his position. Smoke's going down to protect him. He's going to play around the corner of the smoke. Got to be careful of these nades though. Villain's down to 42 HP.
Yeah, that's very happy-esque. And looks like Luminosity is starting to lose a bit of steam in this Inferno match, and the score is much closer to what would be expected based on some of the rounds we've seen, to be honest. But Luminosity, they still have some danger in this round as they come into the arch side. They will be eliminated though as they make their way through the smoke, and it's Fer who should soon be another victim added to the tally of Complexity. Oh, he's trying to fake the plant there to sneak away another kill. Very nicely done. But now Complexity are only a mere 4 rounds away from tying up the game with Luminosity. However, the next buy will come in from Luminosity, and their loss bonus is going to be really kicking in now as well. So they're not going to be really shy on buys into the kind of final rounds. Will the T side be?
Complexity starting to afford the incendiary grenades. Again, something that Versus Pro are pioneering on this map. Especially Pasha, the way he used to play Arch with the AWP on his own, get them Molotov down, back off to the library should he need to. We'll see how Complexity choose to play them. Just the one Molotov onto the Brazilian side here, onto Cold. Creeping through the apps now, just starting to take a bit of extra map control here, even with the pre-fire there. But again, it's going to be harder to take apps. You saw Steel in that position previously when Fer was on the balcony and he had a Molotov to throw into the bedroom. It never came though, Fer was lost. And without that utility on this occasion, the apps push will be a little bit more difficult. But Fer has joined him to have a quick look as well. But now Complexity is starting to move into the apps. But Sanks is going to be the one to get taken down there. Rocker with a nice frag onto Cold, trying to take a peek into B from Logs.
So we'll start to see the creep from Luminosity as they realize that they need to get all the players in the same place to get the assault on now, because time is starting to play a factor, and this is going to be tough as Complexity is split 2 to a site. A is usually more easy to attack in a spot like this, and we're about to see why. These positions are very good between Balance and Throker. Let's see if they can connect the bullets though, as that is what it comes down to. Fallen's going to be over the top of the coils there. He's going to be the first to go down. There's no traders. This crossfire is going to lay waste to the Luminosity attack, and there's not much left for Steel to really do. And again, it's one of the classic positions from a T side when it comes to decision making is when you get the an early round pick and you go 5 versus 4 or 4 versus 4, you just waste some time and you force the CTs to not have any information. And because they're down a player, they usually don't want to play a risk to get information. Instead, they play 2 to a site. And so usually, if it's like Dust 2, you attack A because it's easier to isolate a player. If it's Inferno, you attack A because it's easier to isolate a player. But they did go for B this time.
While we have this pause, maybe Producer Reese can quickly show the knives that will be given away once we hit 675,000. I think the case hardened is going to be an open raffle that everybody can enter. So you don't have to be a subscriber to be in with a chance of winning this one, and then for the subs it will be the Slaughter, which is quite next to it. But I think the buy is coming in. Have a very quick look, or maybe not. So that one, yeah, this one will be the sub giveaway as well. So again, just make sure you hit that follow button. I think we're about 1,200 away now. So there we go. These duty knives may be given away on top of the pins, on top of the cobblestone cases as well. So presumably that's a tactical pause for Luminosity, who've lost a lot of rounds in a row now. Complexity starting to get some confidence back, some momentum in their way. The wind in their sails, Dan.
Yeah, and right now it's actually not looking too bad for them, but there's been a lot of damage that's been applied by Luminosity in a lot of these rounds, so their economy is not super great, but they can still get the incendiaries and the smoke, so that's the real key. Although Sunfist doesn't have a smoke or an incendiary at the start of this round. Unless he threw a smoke from CT onto Banana, so deep Banana smoke. And some pop flashes there from Valence to get into position. And they're going to move their way down to the middle of Banana and the car position. So they've a good idea what's going on there. But there's not really a full buy here from Luminosity. I mean, it's very far away from that. They've got a lot of Tech 9s, or 2 Tech 9s and 2 P250s in play with Kevlar and a single solitary AK on steel. So Complexity, all they really need to do here is just play a safe round. And right now they're doing that. They've got 4 players on A. They've got a guy spotting Banana. So one of those players could quickly rotate from A to B if it's necessary, as the B player should be able to hold them off. Roka should be able to just back away and smoke them off. Or he can just base and get all the frags. That works as well.
This was a forced buy from Luminosity, forcing around the AK. Finally, he will go down, but there are 2 Complexity players behind that position. And Complexity on A looking for maybe a rotate to sandwich the players, but not doing it quite yet, just in case. There's still 30 seconds left on the clock. There's still a rotation possible. See the wide peak from First, trying to avoid any lines being held by Semphis, and indeed Semphis will go down. Now there's some opportunity for Luminosity. There is a CT in CT, that's automatic. Well, they need to kill this player behind the fountain, because they've only got 50 seconds left to do it. Fur alone now, can he get the bomb plant? Looking to plant it in Barbecue. He's going for the fake, in fact, but 2 versus 1. He's not going to win the round by doing this. Automatic pushing through the smoke, and he will just about get a frag after the plant goes down. 14 to 12 now. Complexity continue to close the gap round by round by round.
It's looking really grim for Luminosity at this point. Of course, getting the bomb down helps massively. That's $4,200 after the 5-round loss bonus, and the $800 for the bomb plant. So it's a pretty healthy chunk of money despite losing a round. So definitely not gonna say no to that. Not scoff at such things. But Luminosity need to start finding an answer, because they're starting to lose the grip of this one. Double nade in onto Banana. It's not going to find too much damage. Bolts down to 82. That's about it. And we'll get the basic map control plays coming in. Falling with an opening onto Roka, that's going to help a lot. It's been quite a while since Luminosity got the opening kill, actually, so early on.
Yeah, that was a late push into Banana from Complexity, and it did not work out the way they might have intended. As you can see there, Luminosity, they're not going to go for any fast capitalization on this. Sanks is now playing the speedway position, moving towards the B bomb site in case of some early aggression. There is still a smoke down in CT, so he won't commit to either site just yet. Just playing the rotate while Automatic is coming up towards Arch to keep the information game intact for his team.
So this is that spot where Luminosity could very well afford to wait until about 30 seconds to try to really ensure that Complexity really don't know what's going on and play 2 to a site. Now, still some teams will try to gamble, and that's what Complexity are doing at the moment. They've got 3 players on the A bomb site, despite not having any information as to what the T's are doing. And it's actually quite smart, because the normal play you would expect is A. That's what should happen, and Luminosity are moving the bomb there, but they're going for a B split, it would seem. This is very interesting right now, because Complexity are seemingly reading that there might be a play towards B as well. So here it comes. Can they bust through Connector? Can they get through? Automatic looks like they can.
Double peak coming in, but Will Tanks get taken down. Indeed, he will be traded. There's still a player on the site, though, and there are 12 seconds for this bomb to go down. If Valens comes out at the right time and just stops the plant from happening, then that's going to be that. That's going to be the round for Complexity, but he can't get the angle. The bomb is down, and it's Semphis versus 4. He's got an AWP, and surely he knows that he can't do this. He's going to come jumping out like rabbits and take him down with guns. So, match point to Luminosity. They finally got another round on the board, and the money for Complexity is in complete tatters. It's in ashes, Dan.
Yep.
It's a shadow of its former self.
It's like Greece's economy. Alright, so we got Complexity in this spot where they've got to go for an aggressive play. They got to get something happening. I mean, if they sit back and just wait for Luminosity are very likely going to have a pretty big advantage. Now, Complexity are playing 3 guys towards Archside early on in the round, which is an interesting choice. And Luminosity are not really playing anything to chance in case there was, a big push down Banana. So, let's see if they can actually get a quick entry here. This is really nice from Luminosity. This is a nice round. They're moving together into the A-bomb site. But Automatic's not being spotted up by Balcony. He's going to get to 2 in very pivotal frags. Return comes in, but it's a 2 versus 3. The CTs have an advantage there.
Indeed, they do. What can Luminosity do about this? The bomb is on the floor. It needs to be retrieved from deep inside the pit. That's going to make things very awkward, and the longer they take to do that, the more time the CTs have to try and scavenge any weapons. You can see Semphis picking up an AK in mid there. So this is a horrible situation for Luminosity, and you can see their priority for them is to get kills as opposed to plant the bomb. They've still got 45 seconds on the clock to do the latter. And in the meantime, they can try and thin the numbers to make them less likely to be traded. They don't want a 3 versus 1 while one person's planting the bomb, but as this clock ticks, that's what their fate may be.
This is really awkward, actually. They will get the plants, which is nice, because there's nobody by Balcony to quickly peek out. That was the main danger, I think, and Semphis is creeping, though. Will they actually expect him to be there? His position is so pivotal. He could save Complexity. Oh my god, that dink through the box there onto Cold is massive. Cold, I think, will spot the player jumping. Semphis jumping into the pit, but Roka's going to take down Cold. It's just Fallen left. Oh, what a shot there onto Semphis. Phenomenal reaction speeds there from Fallen. Oh, again, he is not going to stop anytime soon. Oh, but the defuse is coming in, and he's going to get it. Fallen, great clutch there with the AWP. Fantastic shots, one after another, to save Luminosity. And that's going to be the match. 16-12. What a... Okay, Fallen's good.
That was a great finish,
pretty
and
good.
it's good to see him hitting his shots after slightly underperforming at the major there.
Yeah.
But you know, when it counts, they're looking forward towards DreamHack. I was going to say Valencia, DreamHack Winter, and the final stage of the FACEIT League. I would love to see them as in the FACEIT League, but hey, there are still 3 teams in it: Cloud9, Liquid, Luminosity. Still unclear as to who's going to be going forward. Now we have another cobblestone case to open for another subscriber. Producer Reese, would you like to do the honors, kind sir?
And Cobblestone is next as well on the maps. We're going to have Liquid Luminosity on Cobblestone next. That will be an interesting one.
So it begins.
Very interesting one.
Okay, so last time I checked, we were about 750 followers away from the giveaway as well, but we'll keep an eye on that. But for the meantime, Producer Reese, subscriber, who is going to win?
The winner is Sandy Juventus.
Sandy Juventus.
Sandy Juventus.
Okay, let's see what they've won. Oh, okay. Producer Reese is just trolling us for a little while, and then he will do the giveaway. Just go TV changing server. So
He realized that he actually has all the power, James.
yeah, let me just sit here.
It took a while.
You're on camera. You can do nothing. You can't take your headset off.
God damn.
So is it going to be Ascar 20 again? Is it going to be Jewel Brett's Briar again? Is it going to be a crappy Mac 10 again? And there was some other crap. P90 Storm, of course. How can I forget that? They're almost always the crappy grey ones. Not even the CZ Chalice comes out. Is it Chalice or Chalice?
Chalice.
Chalice. I would like to see the CZ Chalice. I actually want to see what it looks like now. So maybe we can get one of those out. Maybe it'll be Dragon Lord, but probably not, guys. Probably not.
Lord Gaben will deliver.
Lord Gaben never delivers that. Not these. Trust me.
Where's Half-Life 3?
I've bought
Where's
enough of them.
Half-Life 3?
I've bought enough of them myself.
You bought everything. You actually own every skin, basically, probably.
I don't have a Fire Serpent. I don't know if I'd want one. I'd only take one if it was a Stat Trek one. I'm not going to pay for one of those.
Those are what? Those are
Screw
worth
that.
they're like £300 or something.
They're like $2,000 plus.
$2,000.
Yeah.
What?
It's like a minimal wear one.
$2,000.
Yeah.
2,000.
Yeah. I don't want to pay that.
What
But
the
I don't even think I like it that much.
My
I like the
goodness.
fishy gun. I like the fish gun. All right. I would like to see. Actually, no. The Chalice looks boring. The hand cannon is one of the most disgusting skins in the game.
Really?
It's basically the Knight or the Dragon Lord or the I'll take the Nova Candy Apple. But it's an imp. I forgot about the imp. Of course, it's another grey one. So we have what? Three more cobblestone cases to open tonight.
What signature is that? Is that Get Right?
That is.
Scribbles.
Could it be Alu? Maybe. No, I think it's probably Get Right actually. Yeah, it is Christopher Allison. I never call him Christopher.
Nor do I.
I call him Mr. Allison sometimes.
Really?
Sometimes Chris. He calls me bro now.
You just call you bro, yeah.
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 So there we go. We're going to go to a break, bros, and we will come back with more Counter-Strike, more cobble cases, and who knows what else. Maybe 2 knives if you hit the follow button. See you after the break.